In keeping with the changes we made last year to Border Force, the government is splitting up the UK Border Agency. In its place will be an Immigration and Visa Service and an Immigration Law Enforcement Organisation. By creating two entities instead of one, we will be able to create distinct cultures. First, a high-volume service that makes high-quality decisions about who comes here, with a culture of customer satisfaction for businessmen and visitors who want to come here legally. And second, an organisation that has law enforcement at its heart and gets tough on those who break our immigration laws. Two smaller entities will also mean greater transparency and accountability. And that brings me to the second change I intend to make. UKBA was given agency status in order to keep its work at an arm's length from ministers. That was wrong. It created a closed, secretive and defensive culture. So I can tell the House that the new entities will not have agency status and will sit in the Home Office reporting to ministers. In making these changes, it is important that we do not simply create new silos. And that is why we are creating a strategic oversight board for all the constituent organisations in the immigration system. Immigration policy, the Passport Service, Border Force and the two new entities we are creating. And that oversight board will be chaired by the Home Office Permanent Secretary. We will also work to make sure that each of the organisations in the immigration system shares services, including IT. Because the third of the agency's problems is its IT. UKBA's IT systems are often incompatible and are not reliable enough. They require manual data entry instead of automated data collection, and they often involve paper files instead of modern electronic case management. So I have asked the Permanent Secretary and Home Office Board to produce a new plan, building on the work done by Rob Whiteman, UKBA's Chief Executive, to modernise IT across the whole immigration system. The final problem I raised is the policy and legal framework within which UKBA has operated. The agency is often caught up in a vicious cycle of complex law and poor enforcement of its own policies, which makes it harder to remove people who are here illegally. That is why I intend to bring forward an immigration bill in the next session of Parliament that will address some of these problems. Mr. Speaker, the changes I have announced today are in keeping with the successes of the government's reforms so far. We are reducing net migration and we are improving the performance of the organisations that enforce our laws. But UKBA has been a troubled organisation for so many years. It has poor IT systems and it operates within a complicated legal framework that often works against it. All those things mean it will take many years to clear the backlogs and fix the system. But I believe the changes I have announced today will put us in a much stronger position to do so, and I commend this statement to the House.